Carly. I hope you are all doing well and you've had a fantastic week. In today's video, I want to talk with you about the 30 days journaling challenge that I did. So I set myself the challenge that every day for the month of April, I was going to sit down, dedicate a little bit of quiet and reflective time to do some sort of journaling or like writing kind of activity in my diary. So what I ended up doing was pretty well every night I sat down, and some days I simply just reflected on the day. Other days I used different sort of journal prompts, which I'm going to share a little bit with you later. But just reflecting on the 30 days experience, one of the things that I noticed was that it allowed me the space and time, one, to be a little bit more mindful, to take a moment in my day to really just sit down, let go of any distractions in the world around me, and just really be in that moment, in my thoughts, in my feelings, whatever it was. And then number two, I also found that it really allowed me some space to be able to just deal with things internally. I feel like journaling, and whether that's just writing down like what you're thinking or feeling, it's a very reflective type practice. And I found that it gave me a safe place to be able to reflect on what was going on in my life, how I felt about it, what I wanted to do about it, how I thought I could change it, all of these different things. It really just kind of enabled me to sort of work through some things, because I found that April was actually a really stressful month for a lot of different reasons. And oftentimes I find that when I'm personally dealing with stress or anxiety in my life, sometimes it can be quite debilitating, like you feel overwhelmed by so many things that you just don't know where to start, and you actually need to have a bit of quiet time to start processing your thoughts and your feelings without being compelled to feel like you need to launch straight into some sort of action. So for me, these 30 days of journaling came at a really fantastic time, and I honestly think that being able to work things out that were going on in my head on the page kind of became a bit of a coping mechanism for me, and sort of a therapeutic way for me to deal with the stresses in life at that time. And I also think that particularly if you're going through something, it can be helpful, but if you're having sort of any type of mixed feelings about any particular people in your life, it can be helpful as well, because you can start thinking about what are the types of things that you would like to say to them, how are you feeling about them, rather than just launching some sort of verbal attack or some sort of text message. It kind of enables you to get to the root of your thoughts and your feelings in a more helpful type of way, so that you don't end up being a bit of a psychopath, which I think at all times we do fly off the handle and we don't think about things as well as we could have. And I know that's definitely something that I'm trying to work on. So I always find it helpful if you want to get into the practice of daily journaling, but you're not really sure where to start, to have a few different things up your sleeve that you could write about. So for me, a lot of the start of that month was thinking internally. So thinking about what had happened during my day, how was I feeling about it, what caused these thoughts or feelings, what do I think that I could do about it, listing or brainstorming some potential next moves, and thinking about what are sort of my long-term goals for this particular situation. Speaking of goals, any sort of writing about your goals is also a great journaling prompt. So sometimes I like to actually list out what are my goals for the day, the week, the month, even thinking big picture year or more bucket list type goals. Sometimes it's also good to start visualizing what are those goals going to look like in action. So a little bit of like a manifestation, visualization type exercise. So I always do it in present tense. I am, I have, I'm doing, I'm feeling, I'm thinking, like this is what my life is looking like. If all of these goals and these hopes and these desires come into action, my future perfect, what's my life going to look like? And I started reflecting a little bit about what I had written at the start of 2021 and noticing that a lot of my goals and my hopes for the year, I'm starting to move towards them, and a lot of them have actually shifted and changed, which is completely fine. And that gave me the opportunity during my journaling month to start thinking about, okay, so that's not the direction and the vision anymore. What are my values and beliefs of current, and where is the direction and the vision now? So I love those kind of, visualization types of writing because I find them very empowering and positive, and they make me feel like my goals aren't just words on a page. There's potential and there's hope for them to be achieved in the future. Another thing that I absolutely love to write about in any sort of diary or journal is lists. I'm an absolute list fiend. So for me, that could be to-do lists, because I love a good to-do list, but it could also be reading lists, travel lists one day, perhaps some sort of music playlist, wish list of things that you want to save up for or things that you're looking to buy. And also for me, potential videos lists. And if you do have some video suggestions for me, make sure that you list them in the comments below, because I'm always creating and updating my lists and looking for fresh content, ideas and inspiration that are just going to brighten your days. For me, also doing any sort of gratitude, whether that's things that I'm things that I'm grateful for in that day, or more broadly in my life. Sometimes I focus on a specific person or a specific situation and think about all the positive things about that person or that place or that situation that help to create and cultivate a more positive relationship with that person or with that place. So I definitely think that gratitude is an awesome one. I'm sure you've seen a whole heap of different videos on YouTube about, why daily gratitude practice is awesome just for your mental health. For me, I also like to write prayers in my journal. I like to make notes on things that I've read. So some key points from books that I've read. I do a sermon Sunday every week where I listen to a sermon and I write down key points from that. Or if there's an educational video that I'm watching on YouTube or somewhere else that I'm finding really inspiring, I'll often write down some key takeaways from that too, so I can go back and I don't have to like reread the entire book or rewatch the entire film. So I also find these sort of note-taking processes really helpful. So I hope that gives you like a little bit of inspiration. If you want to get into a daily journal diary writing process, but you don't want to just be recapping what happened during the day or just going over the same thoughts and feelings, there are a couple of different ideas of things that you can write to kind of spice it up a little bit more. I hope you guys like this video. I am doing, or like hoping to do, some sort of monthly challenge every month for 2021. So I've already covered a makeup free month, a month of yoga, a month of reading, and now a month of journaling. And I'm hoping that May is going to be my month of meditating. So if you're keen to come along this journey with me, don't forget to subscribe down below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.